pushing the little play button. I really appreciate it. Now today, I'm going to be showing you how I got this interesting two-color eye look. Now I went ahead and posted this up on Instagram, my social medias. Oh my god, I got a huge response, many likes, many just requests. Yes, give me a tutorial. So that is what I'm bringing you today, my dears. And I'll be using the Los Angeles Party Animal palette. I couldn't finish my sentence, I'm sorry, it's early. And basically this is the end result, the color that you have. You don't necessarily need to use this palette, believe me, you really don't. Just any palette that has some colors, bring some brushes, and follow along. Especially within quarantine, if it don't work out, who's gonna judge you? The wall? I thought exactly. And, you know, mini update, I'm excited. I did better myself. I know, I never do it because I usually go to the salon. I went to the store, just in case you're curious. I used the L'Oreal Paris New Power Violet 3X Highlight. High Intensity Shimmering Color, Gentle Deep Conditioning. And I picked B38 Intense Deep Violet. You see how it has violet but some red? Let me know in the comments if you see any purple, especially since I'm right at sunlight. It's like early morning, so it's not that shining, you know, sunlight right in your face situation. It's morning, it's like 9 a.m. So let me know what you think. If you like this color, because it was my first time doing it, even though I ain't gonna lie, while I was coloring my hair, it looked like a killer murder scene happened. I had red on my face. It was the bathtub was red. I was like, ooh, let's see how this turns out. But it turned out quite nicely, I think. Let me know your thoughts, and if you've tried that color or that line. I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of proud of myself, I ain't gonna lie. But right before we begin, I just want to remind you, please consider subscribing and remember to push the little notification bell, because it will let you know when my videos are up and loaded, my dears. And remember to follow me on all of my social medias on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and even Snapchat. And it all has the exact same handle at Enidbluesinger, as well as my IMDb page, Enid Lopez. And that is for acting, by the way. I do plan to go into acting. I'm just currently working on my music. Just in case you don't know, I am a musician. So, for no further ado, I'll hush and let's go straight into the tutorial of this nice yellow/blue eye look. Alright, my dears, as I stated in the intro, I will be showing you the makeup tutorial of the two colors that I've got so many requests, so many likes. So this is for you. So far, I already did my brows. I did the Toofaced Chocolate Brownie in Auburn, and I also primed, powdered. I'm all good, you know. I want to start with a nice clean slate and, you know, no veins because I can be very veiny. Now, let's go straight into the tutorial. For that picture, I used the Los Angeles Party Animal palette. I got this in a boxycharm, I think last year, and I probably touched it twice. And then, well, with spring coming, we're not going anywhere, but with spring coming, I wanted to experiment, and that's the look I came up with. You know, nice, bright, happy. Alright, so the way I did with that picture, I used yellow in the outer corner, which is it's a party. In the inner corner, I used the blue, which is damage control. So I went ahead and used, in this case, a Sigma E4. I'm going to stick my brush. It's a party. I would recommend, if you have this palette, it's very powdered. Just FYI. I suggest to not do your foundation, or else you would be very upset. So I always start with the eyes anyway, because I'm naturally messy. So the way I did it, I try to half it as much as I can. This half yellow, this half I'm going to do blue. So honestly, I did this and just put the brush. Try to make it as even as possible onto the crease and onto the lid. I kind of used my finger as a ruler and just keep building, my dears. Just keep building. So you basically keep building up until the pigment that you desire. Now, just a little warning about this makeup. You're going to keep adding and building throughout this whole look. Just a little FYI, so you're not done yet. And then for the inner corner, just because of the eye shape, it makes life a lot easier. Use a brush like this. As you can tell, I've used this for other colors. I'm going to go into damage control. And literally just use right to your inner corner. Just go ahead and just blend, blend, blend. since you are doing the inner corners here, you have to be extremely patient because, like I said, see how I already caused the mess? Yeah, that's why you do your eyes first. As you can tell from both colors, even though these colors look kind of wild, they're actually very light. And for me to even get this, I have to keep dipping my brush in and building and building and building. What also helps and it makes things a little bit better, if you do have like MAC Fix Plus, for example, spray and it intensifies the color, but that's just any shadow. Now, you see how this looks really, really rough? You can tell it looks rough. Get another Sigma E40 with no additional product and literally blend the tops and blend the middle as so. Little tip when you're blending, tuck your eyelid up as much as you can, especially if you have hooded eyes. You really have to do it in order to blend. That way it looks nice and seamlessly and the colors look very harmonious. But you see how on the top here, it looks like very like an ombre type of situation. Very, very nice. And like, remember how I said you may have to still be building? Yeah, you're not done. I'm going to build a little bit more in this yellow. And then blend some more. See how this blue like goes into this yellow? That's what you want. As for the brown bone color palette, it's color. There's no color to put on the brow bone. So on that picture, what I went ahead and I used a highlighter. In this case, I'm going to be using the Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan is what I'll be using. I'm also using a Luxie 141 brush. Putting my little brush in here, it's nice and small, and putting it all over the brow bone. And then use that same brush that has no additional product to just blend that out. That way it won't look so harsh. This palette, the only thing I noticed is that colors do fade very easily, so it requires a lot of building. It's not the best. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not the best, but it's doable. As you can tell, that blue wants to fade away. I'm going to add a little bit more in the inner corner. Alright, my dears, and that's basically on the top part. That's all I'm going to be doing on the eyes. So if you give me a moment, I'm going to step away the rest of my face. I will be putting all the rest of the products I did use down in the description below, which basically is the primer, the foundation, the bronzer, the blush, the concealer I'll be using. So, and then when I'll come back, we'll just go ahead and finish the bottom of the eye, and that will be it. So my dears, I'll be back in just a few moments. Now, as I stated, we're going to go ahead and finish the rest of the eyes. So I'm going to go back into the palette, and I'm actually going to do the same thing as we did in the top. We're going to do it right at the bottom. So I'm actually going to be using a Sigma E30. I'm going to go into Damage Control, the same one that we use in the inner corner. And I'm just going to go halfway as we did from the top. And then I have a lot of brushes, my dears, and a lot for this look. I do have another Sigma E30, and I will be going back into it. It's a party, the same color that we used on the beginning of the video, and just connect the outer to the inner. That way all the colors connect. And then I'm just going to grab a simple flat brush. This is a Luxie 209 large shader brush, and I'm actually going to go as we did with that other brush that we did in the top. No additional product, just blend it together. And the purpose of this is just to have that ombre effect and not be so harsh, because we are using two different colors, my dears. I stepped away for a second, my apologies. I went ahead and put some mascara on my bottom lashes because we're surrounded by a lot of color. It kind of disappears, so we need to have it shown a little bit. And with this look, if you want, I just chose not to, but if you want, you can go ahead and put on some false lashes. I just don't like false lashes on my everyday, just mostly when I do photo shoots or performances. But for regular days, my regular lashes will be just fine, my dears. Just fine. Now, because we are surrounded by a lot of color, our eyes can kind of go away. We want to show a little bit of the white. So what I'm going to go ahead and do and use the Marc Jacob, and what shade is this? Nice. And I'm going to put it in the bottom waterline. Alright, my dears, you see how that opens up the eye a little bit more? And then to set everything, just to set everything up, I'll be using the Covergirl new Outlast Active Cooling Setting Mist All Day Wear. And it does have a fragrance, by the way. The fragrance, by the way, smells like Fruity Pebbles. If you have this, let me know if you smell Fruity Pebbles, but it does have a scent to it. That's just what I can think of in my head. And basically, my dears, this is the entire look. Like I mentioned, all the products I used today, I will put it down in the description below. And that's how you create this lovely eye look, my dears. Alright, my dears, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed this nice eye look. Two-color blended for the bright spring look. I haven't decided what to call this look yet, but I absolutely love this look. I hope you enjoy it. If you do have this palette, or if you have just any palette that has any colors, I just chose yellow and blue, but you can basically do any combination that you want, my dears. Any combination. That's just the colors that I happen to use. I posted. That's what people wanted to see. And here's the look, my dears. And especially since we are all in quarantine, experiment. If you don't like it, wipe it off. Who's gonna see? The TV? The couch? The refrigerator? Unless they talk. You'll be just fine. It's an experiment and you may be surprised. You may actually like. So if you have any other curiosities of any makeup looks that you want, let me know. Comment below. But remember, just in case you haven't already, please consider subscribing and share this with anyone that you would think will find this look interesting and kind of cool. But one last thing right before you leave. Be safe. Like seriously, especially now. Be safe, be kind, be careful. I love you, I miss you, and I'll see you on my next video. See you soon.